appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with your ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Monday. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Had a fun little break there over the 4th of July. I know a lot of people were traveling. I'm sure there was a lot of flight nightmares. Boy, my daughter just came back a week or so ago from her business trip she had to take to Europe. It took her a full 2 days to get home.
Whoa.
She was at the airport. She made it fine to Philadelphia, but then she sat in her plane for 4 hours on the tarmac before they got them off the tarmac and realized that the people who were going to fly them, their shift had ended, so they had to get new people, and then they just canceled the whole flight, and so she had to sleep in the airport, and then they didn't get it going until the next day, and then there were delays with that one, and just yeah, I really don't have much desire to fly anywhere. It's just it's always so uncomfortable. There's just always something that goes on. I got one trip to Austin in August, and other than that, I think that's about the only flight I'm taking in this whole year.
It's really best if you can get a nonstop flight. It's not possible sometimes, but nonstop is kind of the way to go, so you don't have to have a layover.
Right.
And those layovers are where I seem to be finding most of my troubles.
Layover stresses me out too much. I don't like it. I'd rather go straight right to the destination. And a lot of times when I go to Oregon, you're always getting a layover.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's very tricky. So you have to say, oh, okay, do I want to go to a jungle airport down south and be treated like a victim?
Do I continue the drinking?
Do I just, do the layover and let it ride, baby?
Because there is sometimes, you'll have like a 2.5 hour and there's nothing to do. You go, shit, I'm going to the bar.
Yeah, it's tough anymore, though, because how many people, if you kind of act a bit of a fool or look a little bit, No, you
got to just keep it together.
You just got to keep it together.
Just keep it together. Yeah. Don't take anything that you haven't taken before. Don't consume anything to calm yourself down for your flight like people are doing. Mm-hmm. If you haven't taken it before and know how you react with it, don't let this be your first time. And,
right.
Have about 6 or 7 drinks. Don't have 12.
6 or 7. Definitely get you there. I'll get you going. So, yeah, I got a bunch of emails as well from people. One thing I talked about on the regular show, people are making me feel better about looking like JD Vance. They're like, he's very handsome. I'm like, okay. Again, somebody had told me when we were out, my wife had met up with some friends. She's like, you look just like JD Vance. I was like, thanks.
I've heard a few people say that.
He's not the worst thing.
He's not the worst you can get. I don't know. And so they're trying to now, you should take it as a compliment. So people are trying to convince me that, no, that's actually a good thing. I'm like, I don't know.
I think they meant in the face. He's definitely plumper than you. He's got a little junk in the trunk and you don't.
Yeah. So
you got that high and tight booty.
Yeah. Again, I got to tell people it's because somebody already came at me for the political thing. I'm like, has nothing to do with whatever it is. It's just he so happens to be a Republican and he's the vice president. It's nothing about that at all. It's not
completely
that I'm
on
about
looks
his politics
alone.
That's all it is. Based entirely on looks. So.
Your left cheek is Democrat. Your right is Republican.
Yeah.
That booty is independent, though. What?
It's very independent.
Right in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And Doug letting us know the HOV lane is no mas. Even though they have the signs up, they now are going to be turning all those into express lanes. In fact, it's going all the way through Palm Beach County. Now, if you know Miami-Dade, they got the express lanes. If you know Broward, they have got the express lanes as well. Broward doesn't have it all the way figured out yet, though, because in Miami-Dade, it's pretty much always 2 lanes at least you have in the express lanes.
Yeah.
There's a part in Broward where the 2 lanes go to 1, and you paid to be an express lane. And what happened to me, I got into the express lane with somebody who thought that 50 miles an hour was express.
Oh.
And you're like, I am paying to go so much slower.
That's terrible.
It was so annoying. It should be, if you're in the express lane, you have to agree, you have to go at least 70 to 75 miles an hour.
Amen.
Otherwise, No, in fact, I'll say 75. You need to be going 75 if you're in the express lane.
Preach.
I couldn't even believe it. I'm
Preach.
Like, And you see it, and you see him going all slow, and I gotta beat him to the one lane. And of course, that was the only time they sped up. They sped up to beat me to the one lane to only slow down and go slow again.
They were messing with you.
They completely were.
They were like, I think that's JD Vance. Let's mess with him.
Yeah, they're clearly a Democrat.
Clearly
just throwing me off my game. I'm independent. I just look like him.
Look at my booty. I'm independent.
Yes.
Fuck you lib.
No, I'm getting all kinds of grief because I look like a Republican. So what am I going to do here? It's crazy. It's crazy. Get all kinds of crap. But Doug was saying here that back in the day, I'd heard there was a funeral school, and one of the teachers, who was a funeral director, was driving in the HOV lane, got pulled over by FHP, and they gave him a ticket, said, yeah, this is, you got to have a passenger. He's like, I do. It's just they're dead. And like, nah, it doesn't count. And it's like, all right, well, they took him, gave him a ticket, and he went to court, and he fought it, and the judge threw out the ticket and said, yeah, you technically had a passenger, so that works. And so it was kind of then all the funeral directors were,
knuckle bumping each other.
And they all started taking the HOV lane when they had a dead body in their hearse.
I wonder if someone's ever tried to use this. A ghost is riding shotgun. I can see them. You can't see this dead person. I can see dead people.
Yeah, I don't think that would work.
you think that?
I'm writing you another ticket, too.
I get thrown out. Not only do I get a ticket, I get tased.
I'm going to hit your tail light with my flashlight and give you a ticket for a broken tail light just for being stupid.
But someone's tried using that bullshit before.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I could see somebody.
Mm-hmm. And Michael said, hey, I'm home safe from the live show you guys did at PGA National. We need to talk about Drunk Girl Trivia. Your drunk girl was giving off some Basic Instinct vibes, like Sharon Stone.
Really?
Button-down dress with almost all the buttons undone. My table and tables around us were going crazy. Y'all didn't say anything about her puss almost hanging out.
We didn't see it. With our angle, we couldn't see the puss.
Yeah, at that point, I think we're all kind of seeing double. So now we'd probably be seeing double puss. We can't report on that.
We also would never shut that down. I mean, if she wants to put her puss out there, that's her prerogative.
No, yeah, you're loud. Rosalita said, OMG, I heard the emails regarding the drunk lady and my inappropriate remark and Basic Instinct flash. I would like to defend myself if possible. Let me know if you want an email or to chat with me. Yeah, we have to get Rosalita on. I didn't see the photo, but I did see where Rosalita took the microphone and immediately was doing an insertion type of move with it. And people were like, oh my gosh, I thought she was. Yeah, I missed that too.
What the shit was I at?
Wait, she was using the microphone like a dildo?
She went for that to simulate that
I
move.
Missed that too.
I did see the photo.
Okay, so if we all missed it then I don't know what.
So that might be something to go back on the video and try to break down to see what we got to see on that. I have not gotten to that part.
Somebody was giving me a hard time in my DMs because I was holding my champagne glass in between my knees so I could have my hands free for what's on my head. Just in case it started attacking me. I didn't want to now I have a champagne glass and I'm hitting the thing with the champagne glass or whatever. And they were like, you were doing Sharon Stone. Basic Instinct. I was like, no, I wasn't.
Who gives a shit? Let them watch.
Well, people seem to like it. So, I mean, if everybody was doing Sharon Stone, I think we're good.
You don't want to see my Sharon Stone.
I don't know. I think they would.
My Sharon Stones. Pick him off the ground.
And Danielle said, remember y'all talking about the fear, regret, embarrassment that can happen during the live show and the next day saying, oh, what did I do? What did I say?
Yes, that's real.
Now I'm going through that after being on stage for Do It Bitch. After consuming too many of Kevin's tequila cocktails.
Welcome to the club.
Girl, you are just a member of a club that's awful fun.
I remember I would say, the front, the middle, towards the end during Drunk Girl Trivia. I think that was one of the final things we did. Wasn't it?
I don't know. Don't look at me. Ask Kevin.
It was towards the end, yeah.
Nobody saw.
I know we forgot to do Name That Nut again.
I know, crazy.
I know, it was amazing. Oh, Kevin left off the prep 3 live shows in a row.
And I got too drunk. Oh, I was so prepared. I had the best nuts.
Last time, I think you just hijacked the show and started spraying me with nuts.
Yeah, firing it up.
I had the best nuts this time. That's okay. I'll save them for next time.
Okay, yeah.
I had a very good time. I had a great time there and at the Snack Pack Show. It's been great to get back out and mix up with the people again.
Amen. I've been missing it.
And Jen Joy in Tamarack said, I just got into the Moose Lodge. She found herself a sponsor on Facebook. $40 later, I am a moose in waiting. Doesn't yet have the official card, but paid the dues, got my sponsor. So come join me in Tamarack. It's gorgeous. The Moose Lodge here used to be a really nice restaurant in town that's got a tiki hut and everything.
Wow.
And then I'll come see you in Jupiter, too.
I love going to different mooses and see how they moose it up.
Well,
Yeah.
they just got so many good deals on alcohol.
I mean, drinks are $3.
Do they do food there?
Yeah, they do food. They do a kick-ass breakfast on Sunday morning. Steak, eggs, fruit cup, biscuit, all that, $11.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. The moose don't play.
So what's the point of the Moose Lodge? Is it just a place to go hang out and drink and eat, or what?
It's actually a fraternal organization that's based in charitable giving. So there's two major beneficiaries of all the Moose membership fundraising. And it's a lot of money. They raise a lot of money at the Moose. So you have an orphanage in Chicago.
Okay.
And you have a senior center and resort where seniors can go on the west coast of Florida.
Okay.
And both of these two places are funded by Moose money, by Moose membership and dues.
Okay.
Do they need like a new character, Moose Springsteen? Something different?
That is a good one.
Goes in there, sings.
Moose Springsteen.
Born
in the USA.
They love it. Moose Springsteen, you might have to talk to them.
Moose Springsteen is fucking funny.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God. I need to hire that guy. They've already been asking me. They're like, when are you going to bring Jason to the Moose?
Oh, okay,
They're like, we need him. We want him. And I'm like, he is so Moose perfect.
He's the number one Moose recruit. I've heard that Rotary and Kiwanis are after him, too. So you better jump on it.
They've been after me for a while. I had the paperwork at one point. I was getting ready to ink that deal.
Wow.
I think we get moving.
Damn.
Anna said the real spot is the American Legion.
Yes, those are fun as well.
All I knew was they were associated with baseball. If you made the American Legion teams, that meant you were pretty good in my town. And so, but it was, for kids that were, I don't know, probably 13 to 17, somewhere around there. I think is about the ages.
It was high school baseball for all-stars. If you were on a Legion team, it usually meant you were.
I thought it was for veterans.
It is. It's got something to do with veterans as well.
Well, they sponsored baseball teams, and I guess they've done it everywhere. Because in the town I grew up in Ohio, the Legion teams played Legion ball. That was like, ooh, okay.
Legion ball back in the day was a big deal to play American Legion. Mm-hmm. And you'd have to raise some money, and it was very, like you were saying, USA.
Okay. I like the Elks, too. They got the Elks. Those are fun.
Okay.
I've been to the Elks Lodge in Jupiter. They tear it up.
You might even know what post I belong to. Do you guys ever drive by Post 271? The American Legion Hall?
That sounds familiar.
That's the team I played for.
Wow, look at you.
I don't know if I'm fucking bragging.
There he is, yeah.
Nobody's impressed.
Nobody could give a frog's fat ass.
Guys at the American Legion are right now listening going, so what?
Who gives a shit? You rode the Benz, bitch.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I am in concert season. There's so many concerts that are coming up. Just had recently gone to the Post Malone show. Going to go check out Morgan Wallen on Friday at Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh, okay. You're going to see Morgan.
Yep, going to go see him.
Nice.
Do you think he does 7 summers?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he does, too.
I think he does a very long set. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I've only seen
it
some of the clips.
Hard Rock Live or Hard Rock Stadium?
Stadium. He is too big to play Hard Rock Live.
Wow.
In fact, he's doing 2 nights at the stadium.
Damn.
Yeah.
What are the dates?
Friday and Saturday. He's got Miranda Lambert on Friday, Brooks and Dunn on Saturday.
I've heard people talk about, they'll perform at, smaller venues and then they'll make it to that stadium thing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the stadium isn't their favorite to play because it is so massive. It is so big. And you almost have a harder time connecting with people.
Yeah, I think so. And then a lot of times I think they really do like playing a dive that, is just the passionate fans that are in there. And you'll see that every now and then.
I know with comedy and stand-up, they'll even talk about going, man, it is tough to do a stand-up with a big arena and people are talking and you can't really hear your voice that well.
I would think so, too. I think that, I just know when we're in a smaller venue, you really can look out, see faces, and almost kind of talk to a person that's in the crowd. And then as, it gets a little bit bigger, then it's almost like you're just talking to this one blob of faces. That's out there. And I think that's kind of what it's like. But, you look at your paycheck when you play a small venue, and then you look at your paycheck when you play an arena. You're like, no, okay, I think I'll talk to the blob.
Arena.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go that route. But the thing that's really kind of cool, though, that Morgan Wallen does, he does something unique, which I think is fun, is he does a walkout for his show. So they put a camera on him when he walks right out of the dressing room. And so he's walking down the tunnel to the stage. So you see him coming.
You see it.
But then the thing that's awesome is he takes some local celebrities from that town and they'll walk out and they'll join him. So whatever town he's in, he'll get a lot of times a professional athlete or somebody that is like when he was coming out in Houston. Have you ever heard of Mattress Mac? That's the guy that owns the mattress store and he always drops the huge bets on like the NCAA basketball tournament, things like that. He's become famous in that world. So Mattress Mac started, and people are Mattress Mac, and so you never know who he's going to have. So that's kind of the fun thing about a Morgan Wallen show. I'd imagine they're probably trying to get a hold of Dan Marino, and you'll probably see something like that.
Do they want the Kevin Ralston since he's going to be there?
Morgan, if you want to really confuse everybody, like, who the fuck is that guy?
Is that JD Vance?
Yeah. Oh my God, he's got JD Vance. But in that crowd, it would actually go over very well. I get a JD chant going. It'd be, people would just love it there.
That trick he does is it's they used to do it a lot in wrestling. There was a wrestler named Bill Goldberg, and he would walk out from behind, and they'd have the camera walk, singing behind the scenes, and it really got you kind of hyped up for when he did go outside, go out into the ring.
That's kind of cool, too.
Yeah.
To be able to see, like, their dressing room and then walking down the hall. That's neat.
Well, Virginia Tech, their football team, they have the longest walk from where they have their locker room set up to the stadium. They almost have to walk out of and walk through a field to get to their damn stadium, but they've made something out of it now. They do the exact same thing.
Okay.
But the crowd gets so hyped, and they're playing Enter Sandman, and they see the team coming, and they're carrying the American flag and all that kind of stuff. It really does get you kind of hype. I do like that. To me, how a band opens, there's nothing better than a band that just really crushes the opening, where there's anticipation, you hear it also.
We should do that at the next KVJ Live.
Yeah.
Wherever we are, in whatever green room, let's do a bunch of shots right before we go on stage and then walk the walk.
It was
fun.
cool.
You should do that anyway.
Yeah,
we take some shots.
Yeah,
Except
we don't film it.
Our venues are so small that we just open a quick door and we're right on stage. So
hey guys,
here's your anticipation. Oh, there they are. Oh, here they are. Yeah.
We'll take the long road.
Believe me, I've had some very small dressing rooms in my time.
So we'll stay at the hotel down the street, and then you can see us getting an Uber, and then making our way over. Yeah.
I do love it though.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going on this weekend. You got that, and the Oasis concert. Got to see that on Friday, at least on social media. And got an email here from, looks like Adam sent this in, Shay and Adam. They were talking about Oasis. Could they possibly go after Taylor Swift's heavyweight title? Oasis is doing 41 shows, and what was impressive was how many people? What did I say today? Was it 76,000? Something like that they had?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I think that's more than what even Morgan Wallen's likely going to have. By the time you put the stage in Hard Rock Stadium and all that, I think Hard Rock Stadium, you'll probably have maybe 50,000.
Okay.
If he's lucky.
They forget how massive Oasis was at one point.
Well, and especially in England. They're playing this in Wales, and they're at a different level. They were popular in America, but not to the level. When I saw their set list, and saw how people reacted to all the songs. There were a lot of songs I don't even know of Oasis. You know, I mainly was into the big ones that you knew of here in America. I knew a few of the deeper tracks, but I didn't go through their entire albums. But everybody there in the crowd knew every word to every song that I'd never even heard before.
Wow.
And they always get a lot of good press. I mean, I know they got press against each other, being dick faces and going back and forth. But as far as being critically acclaimed with other journalists and writing about them, they always got good shine from people, typically.
Yeah, so he said Oasis is doing 41 shows for their reunion tour. I had ChatGPT run an estimate on if they had matched Taylor Swift's tour dates exactly for the Eras tour to see how much they would have made. Estimated earnings for Oasis would be $540 million. At the resale ticket price of $843, Oasis could gross $7.5 billion, surpassing Taylor Swift's record. Using primary market prices, they'd still bring in about $2.4 billion compared to Swift's $2.08 billion. So, yeah, I mean, you know, they could, and that's, I assume, why these brothers are doing this tour, is because they will be able to just walk away and retire if they want.
Yeah, you can be mad at each other from here forward.
Yeah.
Seriously, just punch me in the face and let's get it over with and go perform and give them a check.
Amen.
And Shay and Adam recommend Kev, you should check out Oasis, their Fade In Out at Earl's Court in 1998. Yeah, I think that's really before they totally imploded. Me and some friends are going to the Rose Bowl Stadium to see Oasis. I hope you get to see them. That's cool. That might be a good place to see a concert. It's a great venue, the Rose Bowl.
They got a few on that that you would never even know. You ever heard the one, she's got a sister on a hand and
I don't think I know that one. No.
It's a really good song.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Yeah, I have to go check out. I'll probably go through because I saw their set list after they did the show in Cardiff, Wales. And got to check that out. And that's where I saw, and I texted Jaybird right away. I'm like, they didn't do Don't Go Away, which is one of my favorite Oasis songs.
We love that song.
Sing it. How does it go?
Don't go away. Say what you say.
Oh,
Say
yeah.
that you'll stay forever and a day in the time of my life.
That's the song.
'Cause I need more time. That's cool.
Get it, JD
I need
Vance.
more time. Yeah, that's it,
That's the
baby. You
song
should have
that
seen me sing at the inauguration.
Oh, you love that song.
I do.
And
It's
we
a great
both
song.
love that when that's the one we usually 69 to.
That's it. Yeah. It would sound like because it's a little bit muffled, but
Who's on top? Who's on bottom?
Oh man, we do
we
it
switch
both.
it up.
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
50-50. We time it out. We time it out. When the timer goes off, switch.
Who's holding the timer? Denny's?
Yeah. And he's filming. Yeah, he kind of sits in the corner and watches and masturbates.
Like Diddy?
So he's kind of a cuck.
Diddy Denny's?
Yeah, I thought everybody knew that. We didn't talk about that yet?
No.
We never talked about Daddy's masturbating with me and Kevin 69.
New
What?
to me. I would
We
have
talked
remembered
about
that.
We didn't talk about that?
I thought we did.
I thought we posted that.
You might have done that at the live show.
Okay. Yeah, it all
I
blurs
was
together.
drunk.
We missed a lot, and we didn't even see the one woman put a microphone in her.
We didn't see somebody masturbate with a
Yeah, we
microphone.
miss a lot.
Hey, believe me, that's something we should have noticed.
Yeah, Mexican Queen, she must be checking out the ATS. She texted me. She said Morgan Wallen's not playing Seven Summers.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that the song you love?
I do love that song. I think it sounds like a 70s song.
Yeah, his new album, actually, I got to listen to it a little bit more as I had a little bit of time, haven't done a huge deep dive on it. It really is a mashup of yacht rock and country.
Okay.
He's in this little zone, and I like it because it's unique. It doesn't really sound like anything else that's out there, but it's really just some kind of like chill vibe type of music. So if you like yacht rock and you're kind of questionable about country, if you ever did like country, you might like his new album.
My daughter and all of her friends are so into Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, he's huge. He really is. If you don't
the
listen to
young
country,
people
yeah.
love him.
Yeah, I know you don't get it, but his album's #1 for the 7th straight week in the country. So, I mean, he does well. I know you may be like, fuck that guy. I don't know. But he's big.
Well, there's a lot of people
Fuck
that.
that guy. Fuck you, Kevin, because you look like JD Vance.
Fuck you. Fuck JD Vance.
There's a lot of the fuck that guy kind of out
Fuck
there.
that guy.
Yeah. So, but he does definitely have his fan base. So, I got an email here from Shell. She said a couple of weeks ago, I believe on the ATS, you were talking about unfortunate names. I used to work with a real hairy beaver, Harry Beaver. I shit you not. I never met him personally. He was in a different office, but always got emails that made me laugh. It never got all old.
I wonder if he was an old guy, because Harry is kind of like an old man name. And maybe they didn't call the Beaver that much back then.
I don't know. I think they did. I think they called.
When did the vagina start getting called the Beaver?
Right, I'm looking into
That's
it.
the research that we need to find out.
Contextually, I can tell you at least in the 80s, because the Naked Gun movie.
Right.
They had the beaver joke in that about nice beaver as she was on that.
I just had it stuffed yesterday.
Yeah. And that was, mid to late 80s, maybe 86, somewhere around there?
But
it called the Beaver in the 70s?
Yeah, absolutely, Beaver was used in the 70s, and I stand by this.
You stand by the Beaver?
I stand by this fight, this argument, this debate.
When did the Beaver get its name?
For vagina, okay, and I'm looking it up, and let's see what we got. Hopefully there's no pictures that come up.
Oh. Speak for yourself.
We're talking 1920s. We've been using the word beaver. And think about it. Back then, they probably weren't narrowing downstairs. They probably had so much hair.
It was probably like a unkempt feral beaver down there.
And then, exactly. Think about a beaver, the user,
But I'm surprised because the TV show Leave It to Beaver. If it was... But imagine if you did that now, people would be like, all right. There'd be so many jokes. And there were jokes when I was a kid growing up about the TV show, but it makes me think that it wasn't so mainstream. And that was a show from was that the 50s or 60s, something like that?
I think it was the 50s and 60s, yeah.
Yeah, they're saying, man, the slang dating from 1927 transferred from earlier meeting a bearded man this about... I think it goes into vagina talk.
I think Kevin's right. They wouldn't have gone mainstream with Leave It to Beaver if everybody was calling the puss a beaver.
Yeah, because they were very buttoned up about their stuff there.
Right.
They
didn't even show two people sleeping in bed together that were married on TV because they didn't want to be scandalous.
I respectfully disagree that beaver's been around for a lot longer, used in a carnal way.
I think you're wrong on this one.
Well... And believe it or not, if you look into other shows, they had some really fucked up names. You go, how did they get away with that?
They said the term started in America in the 1920s, where you'd use animal names as euphemisms for genitalia, but it didn't become popular slang for vagina until the 1960s and 70s.
That makes sense.
They said what made it popularized was comedians started using it as a way that they could talk about the vagina without being so crude, because it was Richard Pryor and people like that just started, saying, we'll say whatever we want. But comedians up until then, to still kind of keep it somewhat clean, use the animal euphemism. So 60s and 70s is when it became, which would have been after the TV show.
There's no way they had Leave It to Beaver on the TV thinking about poussoir.
Okay, I'm letting you know the term was used in news photographers and their photos in the 1920s as a code for a view of a woman's genitals. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it was mainstream, though.
Man, you don't know.
Beaver didn't catch on.
I'm talking to Vanilla Vanna over here. You don't know what mainstream is.
Whatever. I got a beaver in my pants. I'm speaking with authority.
And it was close. Leave It to Beaver only ran, from 1957 to 1963.
Okay.
So that's when it ran. So it sounded like they did the beaver thing. And honestly, the TV show might have helped bring it in, honestly, as a euphemism for vagina.
Or don't be so hard on the beaver.
Right.
That was one of the main taglines.
Yeah.
And people now say,
where was that from? That was a joke from something, though. Or don't be so hard on the beaver. Was that?
That's from Leave It to Beaver. That's what she was saying.
From Revenge of the Nerds.
That's what I thought. It was Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. And so that movie was 1982, somewhere around there.
83, I believe.
83? Okay.
83, 84.
So, so by then you were clearly joking about it.
Clearly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad we settled all that. The things you learn on this show, huh?
This is the important stuff that you can share at a party and be like, well, not until the 60s and 70s was it really mainstream.
Oh, wow. This is interesting. I'll send you this article later, Kev.
Okay.
Cliteracy, Class 7, a brief history of the pussy/beaver.
Cliteracy? Like literacy?
That's what they got it.
That's a great name.
Do a deep dive. Is that what you're saying?
I like it.
Okay. Got an email here from Kat. She's been dating her boyfriend since his daughter from an ex-wife was 11 months old. She's soon going to be 6. I paid for her first 3 years of college. I'm currently paying for her last year of university. I consider her to be my stepdaughter. I just don't want to get married because the state doesn't need to get in my personal life. But now my boyfriend and I have been going through IVF for the last 3 years, and I'm down to my last chance. I even go out of the country because I can't afford it here in the United States. Next month's going to be my last implantation on the package I purchased. However, I can get all the money back that I have paid for my stepdaughter. Would I be a bitch if I cancel her college to pay for more IVF for me? I haven't brought the topic up with my boyfriend yet. I don't think he would take it bad. But the biological mother is a complete bitch to us 24/7. She always tells the child and mutual friends, it's not my place to parent her child. She says, so anyway, so that's kind of the situation. Now, I mean, look, the girl's only 6. You do have time to make it up as well. So if you got that money planted in, the college fund that you can put together, I think you can raid that, right? And then add it back.
Yeah, I mean, you can move money around like that. Yeah.
It's your money.
It is your money. That is true.
Right. So
just be careful that you can put it back if you've made promises to the child. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how you feel about the parents, promises to a child shouldn't be broken.
Yep.
I apologize. I'm still mentally in the Beaver conversation.
We know you are.
Austin, he said, longtime listener, appreciate all you guys do. And I've owned a dry cleaner for over 15 years, and I can speak a little bit on the call you had with the people that had their wedding dress go missing after the dry cleaner had donated it. Almost all dry cleaners have a fine print on the back of their ticket saying that they are not responsible for articles not claimed within 30 days. I have this problem a lot, but I always try to call or text multiple times before I ever donate anything. And if I do donate, I don't get paid. It wasn't right for this dry cleaner to accept some payment and then donate it without contacting the customer. When I donate, I usually give the clothes to my employees or to a local church. I would recommend that couple reach out to local churches around to see if they may have gotten any donations of wedding gowns. Good news, if you didn't hear it, they did get the wedding dress back.
Yes. Amazingly, someone had it.
Mm-hmm. And he said, I heard you guys talking about the Palm Beach Post Community Choice Award, so I applied, and we won this year. Flash Cleaners is the best dry cleaners in Palm Beach County. Whoop, whoop.
Nice. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. That is very nice. And a piece of some good advice here from Sarah from Fort Pierce. I was listening to Virginia talking about audiobooks from the public library. Just want to let her know about the library app. All you need is your library card, and you can download audiobooks without going to the actual library.
That's amazing.
Yep. You can get on the iPad as well to go check it out. These library books. It's the Libby app, Libby.
You still have to be quiet in your house, though, just like the library.
Could you imagine that?
The library would hate my house. It's so loud.
I know my house is loud too. For a guy who lives alone, there's a lot of fucking noise.
So much noise. And Rocco's doing this new thing now where he loves to screech like an eagle. Don't know if you've heard that, but that is, whoa, next level loud.
Oh, okay.
He's really good at it too. I'll have to record it.
And another one to check out from Kara here. We had Sarah, now we have Kara. She said, connect your Palm Beach County library card to these apps. And some of those apps you can download for free in the App Store. You're basically virtually checking your books out from the library, but both apps have a huge selection of audiobooks and ebooks. To get the best selection, download both apps. Sometimes Hoopla will only have the ebook and cloud library. So that's where I toggle between them. But I don't see where she put down the names of the apps. I just got that one there, Hoopla.
The Libby.
Mm-hmm. And it's an interesting question. If you were born in one state but grew up in another, where are you from?
I think you're from where you grew up. right? Because that's where you get all your culture and all your vibe and all your food and all the things that make you love an area. Because I was born in New York, and I do love New York, but I grew up in New Orleans.
See, I disagree. I think if you're born in New York, you say, I was born in New York, and then I grew up in New Orleans.
But if they say, where are you from?
I don't remember New York. I have no recollection of New York. I was an infant when we left New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I'd say I'm from New York, but then grew up as a child in New Orleans.
I'm not saying that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm with you though, Virginia. It's because I always just say Logan. That's always where because I was born in North Carolina, spent my first year in West Virginia.
No one would ever guess you were born in North Carolina.
Right.
I don't even know that.
Well, and then also too, if I did that, somebody from North Carolina would be like, "Hey, do you know Roanoke?" I'd be like, "No, not really."
First, you guys are wrong about the Beaver. Now you guys are wrong about this.
No, you were wrong about the Beaver.
I mean, imagine that. He got something wrong about the Beaver.
I mean, you're the one around here that gets the most beaver.
Well, we don't know that. We
do know
we don't
that.
know if our boys are slaying it. We have no idea.
That boy talked about it during the live show, but you were drunk. He talked about how he's not getting that much beaver these days.
I remember that. That was right after you gave me the roofie of a banana daiquiri.
You sucked it down. Yeah. You loved it.
I loved it, Kevin.
So good.
It was so good. I put ice cream in it for him. And then I blended it up.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
so good.
It's like a boozy milkshake.
It is.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 3,000 calorie drink.
It was. I was moving slow after that podcast.
It's a weight gainer.
It was. The next day I go, fuck, I look puffy.
Yeah. Some banana daiquiris. They get you every time, man. That's great. All right. Well, fun to be back here in another week. Thank you all for checking it out. We're trying to expand. I'm going to hopefully today, with some help from KVJ Nation, take a little peek at our new KVJ Discord. I just signed up for it and just kind of try to get it going as a placeholder. So we'll try looking on that. I think we may have been having some issues with our Twitch. I'll have to go look at that, but we're on those platforms as well as YouTube. So we're trying to expand it wherever you are and trying to learn them. So if you guys do know anything about either of those platforms, let us know, because I know nothing about it.
And if anyone was at the Snack Pack show and has video of the police officer dancing on stage with us during Flat Top Cop,
that'd be cool, yeah.
Please send that to us. I would love to post that.
That was such a fun moment. The whole show was fun, but that was really cool.
Yeah, video looks really good.
We got some fun videos we'll be uploading today.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you all for all your help. Send us those emails. Mail at kvjshow.com. Have a good one. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.